My dear child, there is someone whose body is failing them, their strength is waning. The harsh reality is that they are dying. But I'm not referring to just anyone. Not a far-off neighbor, nor a name you've only heard in passing. No, this is someone who is close to you. And what makes this situation even more distressing, even more troubling, is that you are unaware of it. Not because you overlooked it, but because they have confided in no one. Not even you. Yes, my dear child. They have opted to endure their suffering in silence, concealing every indication from you. So, who is this individual? What hidden anguish are they bearing? And is it already too late to intervene? Because they have penned a note. A note intended for you, but only if they are no longer here. And the contents will surely bring tears to your eyes. Everything within that note, along with all else, will be disclosed in this message. So let us commence. My dear child, indeed, it is true. Someone dear to you is in pain, dying, and concealing everything from you. And as you listen to my voice at this very moment, their health is steadily declining, deteriorating, and no one is aware of it. Not because everyone has overlooked it, but because they have shared nothing. They have chosen silence. Yes, my dear child. And that is why I am speaking to you so clearly. It is not your fault, nor anyone else's, that you are unaware of their current state. It is solely their choice to keep it hidden. But before you inquire, Lord, is it too late now? There is something I genuinely believe you need to hear, and it is this. This person has already composed a note. Yes, my dear child. A note for you. And that note is meant to be delivered to you. Only if they are gone. Yes, my dear child. But I do not want you to wait until they are gone to discover what is in that note. Because the words written within will bring tears to your eyes. It is not merely text. It is their ultimate truth. The lost confession, the unexpressed love, and their deepest regrets, and I will not allow it to remain concealed from you. That's why I'm here to share the contents of that note with you. But that's not all. I will also reveal everything else they've kept hidden. So, if you are prepared to uncover the complete truth, if you are ready to confront what they could never express to you directly, then spare me the next 9 minutes. 9 minutes for the truth. 9 minutes for the ultimate revelation. Let's get started, my dear. To convey the entire truth, I need to take you back just a few days, as that's where it all began. Yes, my dear. It was an ordinary morning. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. This individual woke up as usual. They followed their daily routine, pushed the blanket aside, placed their feet on the floor, and everything was fine until they took that first step out of bed. Yes, my dear. Because the instant they stepped down, they were hit with a pain, sharp, crushing, and relentless deep within their body. This was not the type of pain you could simply brush off. It was the kind that made your hands tremble, the kind that robbed you of your breath, the kind that made it difficult to even stand. And that was precisely what they were experiencing. The pain had escalated to such an extent that standing felt like an impossible task. But they had no choice, no one else was there to assist them. Somehow, they managed to reach for their phone. With trembling hands and a voice on the verge of breaking, they called for medical help. Minutes later, an ambulance arrived at their location. Before they knew it, they were en route to the hospital. Upon arrival, medical staff in white coats sprang into action. Tests were conducted immediately. The following day, the results came in, and the news everyone dreaded was laid out in stark black and white. Even the doctor's tone was gentle and steady, yet it pierced deeper than the pain they felt in their body. Yes, my dear. They took those reports home, but their thoughts never left that hospital room. The doctor's words continued to resonate in their mind. And the first thing they did upon returning home was not to eat or sleep, but to sit down and write you a note. Yes, my dear. This is a message intended solely for you. A message meant to be delivered only if they are no longer here. So, what was contained in those reports that prompted this individual to write you that note? And most importantly, what did they express within it? That is what I will disclose next. If you are prepared for the remaining truth, grant me your final moments. Let's get started. My dear, the reports they brought home narrated a tale that no one wishes to hear. Something grave, something urgent, something that would cause even the strongest spirit to pause in contemplation. Yes, my dear, it could be battled. There was still a glimmer of hope. But the chances were so minimal that even the most courageous heart would hesitate. They sensed the burden of time weighing down on them. Each second felt increasingly heavy. Every moment grew louder. And in that stillness, a thought emerged in their mind. A thought they attempted to dismiss, yet it kept resurfacing. Perhaps their time had come. Yes, my dear. Many would crumble in that instant. Many would succumb to hopelessness, but they did not. Instead of allowing fear to consume them, they sought something different. Not a phone to announce to the world, not a screen to share their anguish. They reached for a pen. And with quivering fingers and a heart pounding like a war drum, they began to write. Not just any words, but those that hold significance. The kind that endure long after life has departed. Yes, my dear. A note. A note intended solely for you. A note that no one else will ever read. A note bearing their final truths. Truths they could not articulate face to face. Truths they feared you might never learn. Unless this paper conveyed them through time. And what they penned, my dear, is not something I wish for you to discover only after they are gone. Because you deserve to know now. You deserve to hear every word while there is still breath in their lungs. And that is what I am about to unveil next. So if you are ready for the truths they could not voice, stay with me now. Let's begin. My dear child, the first line stated, I want you to remember me with a smile, not in sickness, and never let the last image of me be one of suffering. Yes, my dear. Even in their pain, they were thinking of you. They wished for your memory to be untainted by grief. They wanted it to be filled with joy, light, and the laughter you once shared. Then came the second line, heavier than the first. Please forgive me for not sharing this with you. I didn't want my final days with you to be overshadowed by fear, but rather filled with love. Do you understand, my dear? It wasn't due to a lack of trust. It wasn't because they didn't care. It was because they cared too deeply. They wanted every remaining moment to be free from the shadow of illness. They wanted love to be your last memory, not worry. And finally, the last line. The one they reserved for the very end. If God takes me first, promise me you will continue to pursue your dreams because I will be watching, and I want to see you so. My dear child, do you sense the weight of those words? This was more than just ink on paper. It was their final blessing, their last wish, their way of expressing that even in their absence, they desire your life to be abundant. They want your spirit to rise higher than ever. Yes, my dear. These were not mere sentences. They were a farewell wrapped in love, courage, and the hope that you would keep moving forward, no matter the circumstances. But this is not the conclusion of their story. What I am about to reveal will astonish you. For if it were truly the end, my dear, that note would have reached you after their departure. But it hasn't. And do you know why? Because I have not called them home. Not yet. Not while my hand is still upon them. Yes, the reports indicate critical condition. Yes, the odds appear slim. But I am the Lord, and I operate beyond odds, beyond statistics, beyond the confines of human understanding. I am the one who breathed life into their lungs. I am the one who established the rhythm of their heartbeat. And I can restore what no medicine can explain. I possess the ability to achieve what even the most skilled professionals cannot. I can transform the impossible into reality because I am not limited by figures. My commitment is to my word. As stated in John 11:4, the illness will not conclude in death. No, it serves to glorify God, so that His Son may be exalted through it. Indeed, my child, this is not the conclusion. This marks the start of a testimony. What the adversary believed would be the final chapter, I will transform into a story of triumph. What was intended to bring them down will instead elevate my name. And when this struggle concludes, every ear that hears will understand. It was not mere luck. It was not coincidence. It was my hand that preserved their lives. I will uplift them when others have given up. I will empower them when their bodies declare they cannot continue because I am the source of life, and I determine when the narrative concludes. So, cling to this truth. My child, do not be afraid of the reports. Do not be intimidated by the odds. For I am still present, and my work is not complete. My beloved, I have a declaration of freedom for you at this moment. I proclaim with divine authority that you will be entirely liberated from all energy-draining drama that has been sapping the very essence of your being. Those exhausting circumstances that generate unnecessary stress are coming to a close. That persistent frustration and sorrow burdening your spirit, I am lifting it off your shoulders for good. I will completely and permanently free you from demanding individuals who are never satisfied. Those unreasonable people who make impossible demands will have their influence removed from your life. Those contentious voices that turn every dialogue into a battleground will be silenced, as will the abusive individuals who have harmed your spirit. I am constructing protective barriers around you that they cannot breach. Those negative voices that consistently speak death over your aspirations will be drowned out by my voice of love and affirmation. You have borne this burden long enough, my child. You have attempted to mend those who do not wish to be mended. You've entrusted your peace to those who fail to appreciate it. You've invested your energy in relationships that only take without giving back. But I am transforming the environment surrounding your life. Toxic individuals will no longer have access to you. Healthy connections will thrive. Peace will become your new standard. Your period of drama has concluded. My dear child, pay close attention to my words. Do not even entertain the thought of giving up. Not for a single moment. Not when you're so close to your breakthrough. You are destined to succeed. Regardless of how things appear at this moment. I don't care how impossible the situation seems or how dark the tunnel looks. You will emerge triumphant. I understand you are deeply worried about your finances, with bills accumulating, that bank account dwindling, and the uncertainty of making ends meet. I know you are anxious about your health, those persistent symptoms, and the test results that terrify you. I see that your family situation is causing you pain, that child who is struggling, that marriage on the brink, those relationships crumbling. But hold on to this truth that alters everything. I always work in your favor, even when circumstances suggest otherwise. I'm orchestrating your comeback behind the scenes. Today, not tomorrow, not next week. So, trust me. I will grant you supernatural peace that eases every worry. I'll provide healing that flows through every part of your body. I'll deliver victory in situations where defeat seemed inevitable. But only if you persevere. I am going to bring forth something truly beautiful from this challenging situation you are facing. Prepare for your blessings, my child. They are on their way in waves. My beloved, I see you bearing that burden. Sometimes, the hardest person to forgive is yourself, isn't it? I see you carrying the heavy load of your mistakes, like stones in your heart. You keep reliving those moments you wish you could change. That cruel word uttered in a moment of rage. That decision that causes pain to someone dear to you. That chance you allowed to pass by. You torment yourself with thoughts of what could have been. And if only, until your spirit feels battered and shattered. But my beloved child, I want you to understand this clearly. In my infinite love, I have already freed you from that weight. Every error, every setback, every remorse, I have already taken it to the cross.